Alright. Oh, hello. Where was I going? Ah, there you are. Nice. Alright, so Dead Letters is this way a little bit. Never been in here. Lockdown distinctions. Dang. Got some stuff at least. Or at least a thing. Once I figure out how to be immune to that stuff, I will be invulnerable. Alright.
That's no normal piece of paper. Okay, I need to know where it's gonna end up.
Convenient.
There should be one more page.
Smoking ban. Item. House memory. Pinstripe world. Our whereabouts.
Okay, I need to know where it's gonna end up. Done and done.
Convenient. Hand chair. In the medical ward. Vivid dreams. Yeah, that's a lot of letters. Mod. Clearance level 4. And file. White kitchen. Ooh. 3. That'll give me an additional enemy. Or I could max out launch. Nice. Back to logistics. Medical wing isn't too big. Should be able to find it with a thorough enough search. Hand chair. She'll probably comment on it when I find it. Ah, right, yes. I have clearance now.
Mark Gibson, male, age 28, returned from the astral plane approximately 13 minutes ago. This was his 21st dive. Patient is experiencing migraine, pressure behind the eyes, and partial blindness. He has no recollection of the preliminary examination revealed no immediate cause, so we will be sending patient for x-rays and... What the fuck is that thing? Nothing burst right out of him. Call black! Get Marshall!
Well, okay then. Yeah, that was that door. Ah, I don't think I've been in here. Tropic Echo. Oh, hi. Whoops. Oh, hi. Oh, hello there.
Easy peasy.
And Prime Candidate Program. That's not this room. Something, something, camera. Oh, hi. You really take your no weapons policy seriously here.
To find new prime candidates, the Bureau needs a director. Our future. P6 and P7.
Ish. Alright, have to go all the way back. Crud. Ugh. Okay. Maybe I can just get through there without doing anything. This way. No. Incorrect. This way? No. Also incorrect. Ah. This way. Hi. Oh, crud, he was in here, wasn't he? Alright. Should be this way. Switch out Pierce for... I don't know, spin. Accuracy plus 24%, sure. Definitely switch that out. This is certainly a hallway. File. Entropic echo. Well, that didn't bode well. Implies that there's one of those twisted around here somewhere. Presumably right above where I was. Nice. Rock, paper, scissors. Where, the best option is gun. Alright, prime candidate program. There's P6, there's P7. And here's a door. Alright, so closed cases. File. That's added to the file. P6. Transit that way, turntable that way, ordinary AWE that way.
Is this what Dylan wanted me to see? It doesn't matter. We need to find that projector.
Alright, well.
I wish things had gone differently in Ordinary for us. But wishing won't change things. Finding the projector will.
Multimedia, ordinary.
Ordinary. There's so much coming together in this one case.
Dylan Faden transcript.
We have not seen before.
Victim autopsy.
It's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden. Prime candidate 6.
Candidate P7. Outfit.
All the times I felt paranoid, I was right. The Bureau could have given me the answers, but they just stood by and watched me.
We used to pray there all the time. Me and Dylan, and other kids as well. We loved it. This time, I remember, was different. We found a way in, deeper into it, like it had shifted. We went inside, and that's where we found the slide projector.
A dump is a place for lost things. Things that have been thrown away. Did you ever feel that way when you were growing up, Jesse?
What? No. Yes, but that has nothing to do with...
Was there a slide projector at your home when you were small?
No.
Those were before your time, I suppose. But your family did look at photos together, maybe? In one form or the other?
Maybe.
When was this? Can you remember? At parties? Barbecues? How did it make you feel? Did your parents ever show pictures that embarrassed you? Was alcohol ever involved at these parties? Did your parents drink? Did that make you uncomfortable?
No. That's just stupid. Come on. That has nothing to do with this. Nothing.
The slide projector, let me ask you this. As a child, did you ever fantasize about worlds inside pictures? Inside a painting? You know, stepping into a painting, into a hidden world, escaping and finding adventure there, away from your parents.
I don't think so. I don't remember. Maybe. I don't know.
Well, that was some gaslighting.
They studied what happened in Ordinary here. That's the place to start looking.
Instead of this, I think I'm just gonna read through all the files.
After North Moore stepped down, I doubled every effort to find new prime candidates. There was no one. No one but me. That wasn't good enough. I pushed hard. I never wanted the Bureau to end up in that situation again. The Bureau needs a director. Always. When my time reaches an end, I want more options on the table. P1 through P5 were all false leads, dead ends and disappointments. Then P6, Dylan Faden. He fell into our arms. No parents, they're gone, casualties of an AWE. The boy has exceptional talent. The oldest house will be his home. We'll build him from the ground up. He'll be trained and taken care of. Darling can be in charge of this project. I can't. I'll stay away. I will not fail the boy like I failed my own family. My daughter and my wife. We weren't careful enough back then. Something came home with me. I took work home. My Susanna got sick. When I realized my mistake, I wanted to bring her here for Darling to do what he could. Kate flat out refused. Civilian doctors treated our daughter, but they didn't have a clue. She died. Kate left me. Same old story. That was a long time ago. The Bureau is all I have now. And the prime candidates are our future. There are two, P6 and P7. We're spoiled for choice.
Ordinary. So much coming together in this one case. A new object of power, something we have not seen before. I mean, coming from me, that's saying something. And the boy, Dylan Faden. Prime candidate 6. And the sister as well. Once we catch up with her, but the boy, so much potential. We're talking Northmore level readings here. And I don't want to invoke his name. It's completely different circumstances here. It's remarkable. There was an incident. Yes. We lost a valuable member of our team, yes. Excessive force. Dylan has so much. But he's just a kid. I'll take the blame. He needs some slack. I mean, boys will be boys. He's exceptional and under a lot of stress. Roberts got killed. It's an unfortunate accident, that's all. Marshall needs to realize this. We will make this work. We'll make this work.
Mark Gibson, male, age...
Stepping to the FBC has lots to do, there's lots to read, but you don't touch and don't scream much. Let's join the Threshold Kids. Let's join the Threshold Kids.
I can see you're upset, Meg. Why don't you tell Uncle Mr. Bones what's wrong?
I did bad on my clairvoyance test.
You can't ace every test, Meg. You see, everyone has different brains. Some brains can talk to each other. We call this ESP.
ESP?
Some brains can lift objects, like a baseball. Talk about a fly ball, eh, Meg? No interruptions! So who cares if you fail your clairvoyance test? Maybe your brain can throw baseballs, or talk to dead people, or make friends blind. Once we know what your brains can do, we'll know what job to give you. And if your brains are just right, you'll get to sit in the big chair.
That's definitely a chair.
What if I don't want the big chair?
What if I don't want the big chair? Everyone wants the big chair, Meg! That's why we're all here. Use those brains to listen for once, or the only chair you'll get in is the one with straps.
Okay then. Pay attention, Alberto. This is the last time I'm explaining this. Internal lockdowns are manually triggered events that lock one or all of the sectors by restricting use of the sector elevator, effectively locking staff in their sector until the emergency is handled. They can only be lifted via the directorial override and maintenance once the director is satisfied that the situation is under control. External lockdowns are a bigger deal. Nothing in or out of the whole building. It's only triggered by a code red containment breach, based on some complicated system that security and research slapped together. It can only be lifted once A, the threat has been neutralized, and B, a high clearance individual gives the system the all clear. This process is not the same as the directorial override, so stop saying so in documentation. I know it's confusing as hell. I've told Darling 100 times to change it, but they're adamant it stays the way it is. Honestly, I don't think they even know how to change it at this point. Let's just make sure our staff understands how this mess all works, okay? Marshall. Book club, clog, plants, tea time, trench, dead president, our whereabouts. Hey, you have questions and the prophets have your answers. If you are truly intrigued, watch the time. We've lost about 45 days in the past 4 years. The shortening of days, this is why the Vatican is a sundial, and also simultaneously a keyhole. Another thing while I'm here, if you want the secret to everything, compare plasma next to brain cells. The sun plus moon are composed of plasma, simply light, not planets. After this is cemented in your psyche, ponder the current whereabouts of where you, I, and humanity reside. Cheers. I'm a plaid suit in a pinstripe world. Repeated until redacted, and then repeated. Dear elected official, thanks to the recent smoking ban in my state, I am happy to inform you I will not be voting for you in the next election. As everyone knows, smoking is being banned because the smoke is toxic to the aliens that the government sold our planet to in a secret deal. If humans keep smoking, the aliens won't be able to live on Earth. Our air would be poison to them. If you government traitors can't stop people from smoking, then you won't get your millions of dollars from the aliens. I have a website. People know what's going on. We're going to keep smoking no matter what. This is a national emergency. Politicians are handing the planet over to alien overlords. We won't let you. We will resist. I will smoke forever. Signed, a proud smoker / rebel / patriot. To the esteemed members of the American Psychiatric Council, I am writing you to inquire about the significance of dreams in relation to one's mental health. I am aware that there are many books purporting to contain the true meanings of dreams, but I have reservations about their legitimacy. I understand that this is not usually done, but I would greatly appreciate your thoughts on my condition. Ever since I was young, I have had intensely vivid dreams. They only occur sporadically, but in them I witness very strange events. I understand dreams can seem real at the time, but these feel markedly different. They do not occur often, perhaps only 1 or 2 a year. Last night I had one. I saw a small, empty town. It was utterly dark. There was a lake at its center. Shadows of people moved around me, muttering odd things. A bright light woke me up. I was screaming in my sleep. My wife had been shaking me for minutes before I woke. Because of this recent incident, I have decided to seek help. The doctor says I am physically fine, but I wanted to consult with your expertise. Thank you for your valuable time. Yours very sincerely, Richard Bowker. Sounds like Alan Wake. Dear gentlemen of the Society of Sciences, it has been some time since I sent my initial letter. I hope it's not the case that you have dismissed my claims outright. In that hope, I am writing you to once more ask for your help in understanding the oddity that has befallen me in my home. I have recently begun renting a new apartment in the city. The space is nothing special, though for a time I found the isolation quite soothing. Recently, I have begun experiencing a strange occurrence. When I'm in my kitchen, a tiny little thing, not much but a sink, I sometimes lose myself. My surroundings change. I find myself standing on strange, dark stone. I stare out at a colorless sky, as white as undisturbed snow, terrified of moving. Perhaps this is a brain issue? I think not, as it feels terribly real. This has been occurring for some months now, and I have become frightened of entering the kitchen. If it's not too much of an inconvenience, I would dearly appreciate a visit from one of your professionals to see what they make of it. I await your response with little expectation, but with great hope. Very truly yours, Lorraine Fitzgerald. Alice Wake, Mr. Wake's wife, was found during the Bureau investigation. She was interviewed and evaluated. She showed signs of severe mental trauma in the form of redacted memory loss. She was later directed to treatment. It was concluded that she had been trapped in the threshold during its manifestation. Notable individuals still missing after the Bright Falls event are FBI Special Agent Robert Nightingale and Dr. Emil Harmon, referred to the Creator's Dilemma, and the file re the Cauldron Lake Lodge. Bureau researchers believe this event was the result of a forceful perception of subjective reality stemming from Mr. Wake, overlapping on our own. Wake has been flagged as a potential para-utilitarian. See Prime Candidate Program file for more details. In 2011, a book by Clay Stewart titled The Alan Wake Files was published by Roundabout Press, New York and Olympia. Agents interviewed Clay Stewart and suspected minor para-utilitarian sensitivity. He was placed under indefinite surveillance. Notes: a monitoring station was established at Cauldron Lake to alert the Bureau of any future activity. Huh. Wasn't expecting that reference, really. Thought it was a joke. Fictional story. An unconfirmed threshold manifestation at Cauldron Lake, Washington, resulted in a fictional story written by the author Alan Wake creating an AWE in which reality was altered to match that of the story, though only locally and for a limited time. Mr. Kirkland, head of investigations, was alerted on September 13, 2010 by ex-Bureau agent Frank Breaker, see Redacted, that an AWE event was taking place in Bright Falls, Washington, refer to events investigated in 1970, 1976, and 1978. Breaker had received a call from Barry Wheeler, Alan Wake's literary agent, on behalf of Breaker's daughter Sarah, who is the current sheriff of Bright Falls. A Bureau team arrived at the site 2 days later, only to confirm that the event was over. Interviews were conducted, refer to the 1970 redacted Thomas Zane, 1976, 1978 Odin Anderson, Tor Anderson. Alan Wake was believed to redacted instigator. Eyewitness reports highlight an old light switch, possibly object of power, that redacted missing. Wake was not found at the scene. Reports claim he dived into the lake, but no body was recovered in the search. I might need to play those games again after this. It's been a while. Human hand chair. Item must be kept in isolation, removed from other unsecured objects. Under no circumstances is the item to be sat in. A plastic seat shaped like a human hand from the 1960s. The hand's palm forms a seat with the fingers acting as the chair's back. The item affects gravitational forces, attracting and repelling objects near itself with the force of redacted. Its fingers have also been observed to change positions, though too quickly to be witnessed or filmed. The item may be changing forms rather than moving. The item only displays these effects during full moons. Sample analysis confirms that it contains human genetic material. Found in a warehouse at Redacted, Albany. A team of ranger trainees, accompanied by an experienced field agent, were dispatched to investigate local rumors when they encountered the item. They successfully retrieved the item. See case PAI 6122 for details. BlackRock paneling suppresses the item's effect. A stack of 4 envelopes, each containing a single page of paper. All 4 letters are illegible due to extreme water damage. The envelopes, curiously, do not show any signs of such damage and are covered in messages of love. The items are able to move short distances at a pace of less than redacted and always in a redacted direction. This is the first altered item to have multiple separate parts, a fact previously believed to be an impossibility by redacted. A proposal to take the items outside the oldest house and follow their movement to its final destination is under consideration with the Budget Committee. See file RTO 7158 for details. Items was found in the Dead Letter Archives where the Heard archivist found it attempting to escape a filing cabinet. She reports having no record of the items in her archive of letters. Transcript of conversation. Subject Dylan Faden for review by Dr. Darling. Confidential. Note, subject was alone during this outburst. You again. I thought I told you to leave me alone. Why are you showing me this? I can't do anything. Can't you see where I am? Why don't you help me get the fuck out of here? You always show me things I can't do anything about. Stop showing me her. I don't care anymore. And I don't care about you. You both left me here to rot. Fuck off, you bitch. I will dig out my own brains if it means getting rid of you. I don't want you here. Get the fucking message. Subject repeated the phrase fuck off numerous times before being sedated at 17:53. Eastern movement. Cause for concern. Departs Cheyenne, Wyoming. Arrives in Sydney, northeast. Departs. Arrives in Des Moines, Iowa. Departs 4 days later. Arrives in Chicago, Illinois. A week later departs Chicago and arrives in South Bend, Indianapolis. Departs 3 days later. Arrives in Cleveland the same day. Departs Cleveland 8 days later. Arrives in Bloomingburg 1 day later. Departs Bloomingburg 9 days later. Arrives in New York City the same day, which makes this 10/29/2019. Oh, whoops. There were more files. Agent killed during redacted involving redacted, codename P6. Autopsy findings. 1. Blunt force injuries of the head and neck. 2. Extensive trauma of the abdominal region. A. Lacerations and contusions of the upper and lower torso. B. Fracture of the spinal cord between the L1 and L2 vertebra. C. Avulsion fraction of the 3rd through 10th ribs, left and right. 3. Blunt force injuries of the extremities. A. Abrasions, lacerations, and contusions of the extremities. B. Dislocation of left and right elbows. C. Dislocation of left and right knee. Conclusion. After examination, it was determined that the cause of death was internal bleeding that occurred when the redacted was contorted through his redacted. Okay,